Hey dolls, welcome back to your Royal BFF, the People's Duchess. How's it going? Happy Friday. We finally made it. Congratulations to everybody for making it to the end of the week. Hi, everybody. Hey, Fancy. Hey, Rhea. Good to see you. Paula, really nice to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It's just, oh my God, you guys can't tell. I am smiling ear to ear. Happy Women's History Month, first and foremost, every day, obviously. But today in particular, it just really resonates, right? The joy of last night is still heavy in the air, thick in the air. We're all feeling really good. I'm just here with my sorrel drink. And oh man, yeah, I cannot wait. Today is a day of celebration, as are many days when you're in the squad because not Harry. Well, I'm thinking of Harry too, but Meghan was out last night. So glad you guys are here to discuss this. I just want to hop on and do a quick little live stream, hopefully in under an hour, so you guys can get on about your evening. It's Friday night, and I love when we're outside. I love it. I love when the Sussexes take us somewhere, especially those of us who can't like physically travel right now because of obvious reasons occurring at a lot of different airspaces around the world at the moment. Some folks are in fact truly grounded and cannot travel even if they wanted to. So I'm really fortunate that at least we get to be outside vicariously with Meghan. I am actually heading to PEI this weekend. I'm heading to Prince Edward Island. I'm really excited. It's kind of surreal because I haven't gone to this particular place, this cabin, since my grandmother passed, which was years and years and years ago. So it's like something that I've been meaning to get around to. And yeah, this is just as good as a time as any. So I'm really looking forward to that. And initially, yeah, we were gonna drive up there. It's like an 18-hour drive. So we were going to make a road trip out of it, but one of my cousins backed out last minute and the other one just had a baby. So they're like, okay, we knew she might not come. And now, so it's just me and my sister, and I just want to get out there. If that's the case, I don't want to drive. I wasn't planning on driving. If I have to drive, especially like Toronto, I'm just not doing that. I mean, Toronto's not bad, but some of those roads, no. And that's not because I'm lazy. I've done road trips with my family before, like long distance car trips. Like when I first got to California, my sister and I took a long distance trip from Hollywood to Vallejo, which is like Bay Area. Let me see. I have that map here. Here we go. So the whole distance of California is like massive. Some people say Vallejo's the Bay Area and others don't. It's kind of a whole thing. But we did this cross-country road trip from the bottom where it was like, it was technically Pasadena, but we went through Hollywood too. And then drove all the way up to Vallejo, which is that northern tip. So it's fun. It's fun to go through all the towns. It takes a full day, almost like a full 24 hours to get from one end of California to the other. That's how big the state is. It's like a whole economy. It's like, I think they said it was the 5th largest economy in the world. Like if it broke off and became its own country, it'd be like the 5th largest economy. So, yeah, so this was really fun. And to hit up all those cities, because of this particular trip, I know like all of California very well. Like I can drive all through from like San Diego and then hit the middle point, which is like Fresno area, Visalia, Stockton, and then continue north until you hit Sacramento. And then up there's like Pittsburgh, Vallejo, Elk Grove. And then if you continue further, like you're going to Canada, then you're going towards like obviously Oregon, and then Washington is up there. And then there's border towns in between. Before you hit Oregon, you're going to run into like Reading and Humboldt. And I love driving. I really love those like scenic routes. It's really fun, especially in a state like California where everything is so beautiful. Like the mountains are beautiful, the valleys are beautiful, the parks just pristine. I've never seen anything like that. It's really pretty out there. Um, Paula, my goodness, it takes 6 hours to drive from the bottom of Ireland to the top. Yeah, yeah. What I've seen is that people from Europe in particular get shocked when they come to the States because it's like so vast. They just can't really wrap their minds around how it takes a full day and you're still in the same state. So, yeah. And I know Europe it's very different. You can hop on a train and be from Paris to Belarus in no time. You know, you can be from one place to the next in just no time at all. So this is something that people struggle with. Even me, I still struggle with how big, like California in particular, but every other state. I mean, look at Nevada. It's almost the entire state length of California as well. It's a little bit thicker, but it's still like a massive state. So these states take large amounts of time to traverse, but it's really fun. If you like plan it out and have rest stops along the way, we stopped in those cities, we stayed the night, we made a whole like thing of it. So it took us literally like that full day. But it's a good time. I'm just not trying to do that now. It's 18 hours to drive from my place at Tobicoke all the way up to Prince Edward Island. That's an 18-hour drive, which ordinarily would be, you know, I'd be down for that, but there's only two of us and I'd have to drive at least half the time. That's like the thing is I do not want to do all that driving. Even when you're on cruise control, it's just you're stiff. And then it takes you like a full day to decompress. And I don't want to waste that time. Shoot. My back starts hurting. And then, yeah, I have to like relax and massage and do all that stuff. So we used to go out there and watch the Northern Lights and do some like grounding and gardening and just, you know, have a good time. And I would love to just kind of get back in the groove of things. I'm settling in now. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing something fun this weekend as well. Hope you guys are doing something safe, obviously, but a lot of fun. Like our Duchess here, who obviously had a time last night. So I wanted to get into this Beverly Hills moment at the Wilshire. So Her Royal Highness, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and her longtime friend, Kelly Zafkin, she has this name phonetically spelled out on her Instagram, and I still can't say it correctly. So forgive me if I am mispronouncing it, but I think it's Zafkin. Attended the Alliance for Children's Rights Gala, where Kelly was presented by Duchess Meghan with the Francis M. Wheat Community Service Award. Really sweet. She looked like she had a lot of pride for her friend. You know, we saw that Instagram reel that she put out there, and it was just like all their best moments. And I love this. The Alliance for Children's Rights is a nonprofit. It runs legal services that protect the rights of children and youth, like in poverty and then those underdeveloped areas, those kids that are overcoming like neglect and harsh treatment and things like that, especially in and around Los Angeles County. So its mission basically is to protect children's rights by delivering free legal services, supportive programs, and broader systemic policy solutions. And I think this is probably why Meghan goes so hard as far as like her and Harry both are really proponents for laws that would be proposed that safeguard kids and teens in particular, but really all people against cyberbullying, cyber stalking, the whole nine. So it kind of really does tie into this Alliance for Children's Rights because this is the legal arm of the work that they do over there at Archwell. Paula Newman. Yeah, she really is a girl's girl. She's just such a girl's girl. And that's why I wanted to just highlight her initially at the beginning there too. I'm trying to do like a daily, every time I do a stream, do like a Women's History Month little blurb or whatnot. So yeah, her trip to India was all about girls. It was all about getting girls period supply so that they wouldn't miss school, because she went out there and she learned that like they were having to stay home because they didn't have those supplies. The school didn't give them the supplies. So they just had to stay home, and they would miss out, obviously, a week or more every single month from school. So her humanitarian mission to India in 2017 was really just so, like, if that's not the epitome of someone who's not only pulling others up along the way, but also lifting them up, right? So she's like one of these rare people who not only want to see you succeed, she wants to see you climb as high as possible. She is nowhere near like envious of that, which that's another thing that makes her, it really differentiates her from like the royals, and even Harry too from the royals. Like, they do not have like a jealous bone in their body. You cannot be around someone like Kelly and be envious. You can't really be around someone like any of Meghan's friends, because look at them all. They're all like supermodels. You know what I mean? Like, these are the most beautiful people you've ever seen in your life. But beyond that, they're also very industrious. They're, secure financially and otherwise. Like Emma Grede, for example, she's all the things. You can't be insecure around a woman like that. It will ruin you. It'll really eat you up inside if you're not secure and you're around women like this and you're in rooms like this, because what happens is jealousy consumes you. And then instead of trying to network so that you're making friends and, getting where you need to get, getting along in life, doing better for yourself, you start thinking of how to take these types of women down. And that's the main difference between Meghan and anyone else in that family. She's like, take you down for what? She's like, what do you mean take you down? Like, why would I do that? You're awesome. She's a rare gem of a girl's girl for sure. So yeah, and then this Alliance for Children's Rights, they've been doing this for a very long time. If you guys remember, they did like that tennis tournament last year, and it was all the things. Meghan got really emotional. Everyone did, actually, because one of Kelly's kids gave this very heartfelt speech about the support that they have received since George's passing. So George is I believe he was 9 at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the late son of Kelly's, tragically passed away. And they've given him a memorial, the tennis tournament that they throw to raise money for this particular alliance. So it's lovely. I mean, this is the kind of really heartwarming meat and potatoes work of the humanitarian work side. It's not all like glamour and elegance and red carpets and dresses. A lot of it is raising funds from people, very rich, very powerful people who can make moves and help your organization go into like lobby for, stricter policies regarding child safety or research in a certain area. So it's really important to have a good attitude when you do make it to circles like this. Meghan and Kelly's relationship and the way that they interact with each other, like, this was everything. This was the cutest I've ever seen two girlfriends on a red carpet. Like, this was everything. And you can tell that they are just extremely comfortable with each other. They're doing the rubbing, the bump hugging, all the things. Like, the body language here is such that you can feel the love. And this is what I think everybody was it really rubbed off on all of us. Like, this is that high feeling that we have. They just look so radiant. And then, you read about the actual event itself, and yeah, So I did an episode on this before. It was called Lifestyle Goals. So if you haven't seen it, go back, check this out. It's all about Kelly and Meghan's relationship and how Meghan has supported her over the years and vice versa. Really great episode. We kind of just, broke that relationship down. And the really sweet way that Meghan supports her as far as like showing up to her campaigns, modeling for her campaigns, like this, what was it called? Ooh, I'm drawing a blank there. Oh, here it is. Here it is. The Love Like a Mother campaign. And this was just a really nice, something that you do for your friend that's kind of going through it at the time, and you're just trying to like comfort them and be there for them. Like, this is the way that you support a friend. This is free 99. You just show up. And if you're going to show up to a place, and that should be like the thing, like the Royals' whole thing is just showing up to a place. Like the whole thing is, we are going to show up and that's all you get. But this is how to show up, because this is part of an ad campaign. You see how there's a link there where you can click and support. You see how they give you information as to how you can help out. So this is how you support if you're just going to show up in some clothes. Like if you're just going to throw on some clothes and show up to a place and think that that's good enough, at least take some pictures and let people know where they can help, where they can donate, how they can do that. Emerald, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you, hun. It's really beautiful to see good friends supporting each other. Meghan and Kelly are true friends, true of the true friends. Over 20 years, they've had this friendship, and it's easy to see why. It's really easy to see why. Kelly, her LinkedIn is really impressive. I really enjoyed that previous episode, Lifestyle Goals, because learning about her was just such a blast. She seems like such a vibrant, fun-spirited. All her friends do. All of Meghan's friends seem like vibrant, spirited people. I've said this before. Everyone in her circle just seems like quality people. Even when we did the Your Royal BFF episode where she did her pop-up in Soho House in LA with Marcus, reading about Marcus, it's like, oh my God, how much more humble can a person get? Like, first of all, he's drop dead gorgeous, and that's another episode by itself. But like, then you read about his humble beginnings as like a dishwasher. And now he's like the CEO of partnerships and whatnot for the same Soho House, one of the most renowned places in the world. So all of her friends are not just like shallow Hollywood people, I guess. I don't know them personally, obviously, but from what I know doing this channel, doing this commentary, these people seem like really beautiful people on the inside as well. So it's nice that Meghan has such a beautiful support group and vice versa. And it makes sense that she would have this support group. She's so sweet. Oh, you're from Fresno. Yay. Shout out to Fresno State. What are you guys? The Hornets, right? No, Fresno State Bulldogs, right? Go Bulldogs. Yeah, Fresno's nice. A lot of people call those towns like boring in the middle because it's not like the pizzazz of Hollywood. And then you don't have like the Ocean Avenue of it all in San Francisco and the Bay Area. So that middle part of California is just like, what do they call it? Ranch country, something like that, where it's like Visalia, Taft, Kern County. What else is there? Bakersfield, all that, like the good old slow towns of California. Is Fresno, is that a slow town? It's a little bit bigger than the rest of them, but I think it still qualifies as a slow town. But yeah. No, this is just a really sweet way that these two support each other. Obviously Kelly has been there for Meghan as well. And it's nice that they both have such like parallel types of like interests and the things that they do. Kelly is a huge humanitarian as well. And being pregnant now is probably super emotional for her. Like I can only imagine how she's navigating all that. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. She looks beautiful. I mean, look at her. She is positively resplendent in this black turtleneck bodycon it looks like it has a bit of a mermaid situation going on at the bottom, a very subtle, flared situation at the bottom there, but she looks stunning. This is like absolutely stunning. Look at her hair. That's Katie Lee hair. I know Katie Lee's balayage when I see it. I'm like 100%, I'm like 99.9% sure that is a Katie Lee joint right there because it is perfect. Her hair is perfect. That's a highbrow hippie shine right there. So it's nice. Are these rainbow babies? Is that what they're called? I've heard that if you have a child after losing a child, that's a rainbow baby. But is it only a rainbow baby if it's um like a miscarriage? I don't know. I think that that's the scenario. I think that that's what you call this. But that child after suffering a tragedy like this is just so, I guess you would call it bittersweet, but I think this is just sweet. I think it's just really beautiful that she has found that resilience and that ability to go on and turn her sadness into purpose. This is so meaningful. And yeah, this is again the glitzy glamour side of it all, but behind this are millions and millions and millions of dollars to support these legal services for these children. And they also, specifically support transition age children and youth who are aging out of like foster care. So they support them with housing, education, work, life skills, guidance, health coverage, therapy, public benefits, all of that. Like that takes a lot of money considering the hundreds of thousands of children currently in the foster care and group home situations all across the country. So this is the nice, fancy packaged stuff that we get to see. But behind this is the very, very important work of saving children's lives. The difference between life and the opposite of that for some of these kids, a lot of these kids actually, is housing and healthcare. Well, I guess that's standard across the board, but specifically and especially for these at-risk people, children and young adults who don't have their own means and they don't have parents or anyone else taking care of them like that, this is an essential service. So it's really lovely that Meghan and Kelly both share this passion for protecting kids. And I said this a long time ago in America's Royal Mom. Meghan is like America's royal mom. She doesn't only care about her kids. You can see how deeply and passionately she cares about all kids. Like this is blanket. This is for the most vulnerable kids out there. These two women come from very prestigious backgrounds and they don't necessarily have to worry about any of this stuff. But here they are worried about all of it on the behalf of these kids who cannot help themselves yet, who have nobody, essentially. So it's extremely admirable. It's really, honestly, I got teary-eyed. I was like, oh, because again, all we see is the glitzy, glamorous stuff. It takes you having to break down why they're here in the first place to really get into how emotional it is that this whole night is occurring. And Kelly is winning this award and Meghan was able to present it to her. That's all of this is quite emotional. And I'm 100% sure that both of these women spend time with those kids, know who these kids are. I'm 100% sure Meghan has gone to some of these facilities to check it out for herself, to see firsthand what she can do, where she can help, because that's what kind of project manager Meghan is. She wants to see where she can actually fit in and get her hands in something to patch up perhaps an area that needs to be a little bit fortified. So these are powerful people to have for this kind of alliance. she has a lot of celebrity figures that also participate in, like the Mom Project, community motherhood. Um, Meghan, adding Meghan to the mix is how I found this group. And I was pleasantly surprised to learn that the coalition runs real deep. Probably every actor in Hollywood that who's a mom is in this alliance, like every single one of them. So the roots of this organization are deeper than any of us can even Google about, because there are many, many, many moms in this coalition that we will never hear about. They're the wives of, billionaire so and so, or owner of this team, such and such. That's who these moms are. So these are the best types of people. These are the people that you want in these organizations doing the public facing work, because it gets people like myself interested in what the organization is about and then talking about that. So that's a really great way to support as well, just sharing the message, and whoever is compelled to like help, who's listening tonight, like they can also get involved should they choose to. So yeah, no. This is beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful. And Meghan, again, is someone that you really want on your side doing this type of work with you. I remember when she told that story about how she took care of Mindy Kaling after Mindy had a baby, and she was like, she saw that she was a bit overwhelmed. So she put together one of her baskets and went over there and was just kind of like providing this essential care for Mindy, seeing how her friend needed her at the time. And I knew Meghan was Nigerian from the jump, because this exact thing that she described, that taking care of Mindy, is part of our culture. When a woman gives birth, usually her mom or her sister or an aunt or whoever else that's really close to her, the women in the family would come to help her for a period of time, usually a month, sometimes 2 months. This time is called umoba. So it's a bonding time. It's a very significant period in a woman's life, where in her whole family's life, really, where new life is introduced. And so Meghan does this naturally. And when she was describing how she took care of Mindy, that was going through postpartum and all those things, I mean, she maybe didn't know it at the time, but that's completely the Naija babe in her. That instinct to take care of a woman who is either pregnant or, just had a baby or just needs that mothering assistance. Meghan had instinct about that. And those instincts came from her Naija side. Because that's literally how we do it. I'm sure that that's a part of tradition in many, many, many cultures. I've definitely don't think it's only us. So, this was definitely her roots showing there. So she's just a natural. She's a natural at these things that you want her at, not only to gain the attention, but also because she actually cares. She's actually one that takes her time and really learns what you need, and then is able to bring up a solution and provide that. So yeah, it was really lovely to see Kelly shining beautifully last night in that black dress, accepting her award. I really do love how these two are so supportive of each other and complimentary they are to each other. They seem very much at ease. And when they did that charity fundraiser for the LA Children's Hospital, it was kind of the same thing. Remember when Meghan had on this really beautiful dress, and they were kind of just like the giggling and the laughing, like the inside jokes. Like you can just tell that they're very like close. And 20 years is a long time. Very much BFF. And I love that Meghan hasn't let anyone's opinions or like any of the negative influence or talk let that influence her as far as like the way she behaves. Like she's still a hugger. She's still gonna hug you. She's still gonna not just be on her baby bump. Now she's gonna be on your baby bump too. Like she just, you know what I mean? Like I love that she's a person who hasn't let what she's gone through influence the way she moves. She's gonna move how she moves regardless. And that's really admirable. It's really admirable. I like that she's not letting anyone make her into like a robot, or not show affection, not hold her husband's hand, because they always talk about her holding his hand. She's still gonna hold his hand. regardless, they're going to be rubbing all over each other. So I love that about them. They're just like, no, we're going to do us. And uh, if you want to throw a fit about that, then that's fine. I mean, never take advice from people that you wouldn't trade places with anyways. No one would trade places with any of those Rhoda people. Their lives are crazy bad. once you start reading about the little biographies and stuff they used to write about how bad their lives were, you're like, dang, um, that was like, 20, 30 years ago, you appeared to be really struggling. And now look at you, they're not in good places in their lives. Whether they come on TV and admit that or not, they've already written the books. They've already written the columns about their experiences, their childhoods. We already saw that. The internet is forever. So no, I wouldn't take the advice of someone who cries into a bottle every night. I wouldn't. Like, why would I do that? Hey, Diane, welcome to the chat. Yeah, she is her authentic self always. It's really inspiring because too often, especially women, they do this thing where they want to pit you against each other, and they do that because they want your confidence to be low. And how do they get your confidence low? They make you doubt who you are. They attack a non-existent character so that you can think that those traits exist. If you hear it enough about yourself, it's done to influence your behavior, right? It's done so that you act the way that they want you to act, And that's not to say that we don't all have our moments when, we're at our lowest and we pick ourselves up. We surround ourselves, hopefully, with individuals who are there to help us back up. So in Meghan's case, at the worst, when they were like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong. It's not that she was doing it wrong. It's just that they wanted her to do it like XYZ person or not do it, whatever the case might have been. But luckily for Meghan, she has people who are like, no, girl, you're fine. You're cool. Like, this is fine. These people are insane. And you need that to keep yourself from going crazy, because that's how good gaslighting is sometimes. If you hear enough people say the same thing, you're going to start thinking like, well, dang, maybe I'm, shoot, which is, it worked for a certain amount of time. We're all familiar with that Oprah interview. It worked. It almost worked too well. So if they can convince you that like what they're saying is true and you need to change, it will help them so that you're not as, in Meghan's case, so that she wasn't as resilient and popular, emphasis on the popular. They did not want her to be popular. Her behavior attracted too many people to her. So they did a number of things. They initially told her, well, dumb it down, dial it down, dumb it down about half, look ugly by like half, like just stop doing what you're doing by like half. And when she, when that didn't work, they were like, okay, well, we're going to force the issue now. We're going to start telling people that you're doing things. We're going to start attacking your character. And again, non-existent things, right? Non-existent made the homegirl cry, the other girl cry, non-existent treated staff harshly, the non-existent stuff that she couldn't even defend herself against. But again, the point of those things was to make her act differently, to make her dimmer than she was. I don't know. That's the problem. I think the main problem is that they surround themselves with people who are just as negative as they are, just as irresponsible as they are. And so when you're that low and you're feeling bad, instead of being able to confide in your friends and your friends uplifting you the way Meghan's friends did when she suffered her miscarriage and when she was going through all of it, instead of that, you guys have like the worst types of people. You can't tell a racist your problems. They're going to come at it from a really whack perspective. They're going to try to resolve it using something that's not going to be beneficial for you. They don't have the empathy necessary to assist you. So when you do tell them like, oh man, I'm feeling really, down and out. I'm feeling really blue today. I'm feeling dangerous levels of down and out. Like, I don't know. Do I need help? What? They're going to tell you something crazy. They're going to tell you to do something crazy because they don't have an empathetic bone in their body, or either that or they're like sociopaths and they just literally, quite literally, cannot help you because they do not care. They probably want to care in some instances, I don't know, but factually, a sociopath cannot care. So these are the people that they have on their side. And it's not funny or anything, but I mean, come on. It's stupid. It clearly doesn't work for them, and they just continue to do it, and they don't see any problem with being like sociopathic, with displaying that lack of empathy, with just being cold and brutal. They just see no problem with that. And then when they try to turn to other people to get some input, other people are telling them equally horrifying things. They don't have the capacity within themselves to pull you out of anything. They can barely cope with their own existence as it is. You're always in a perpetual state of anger and existential crisis because you have certain ideologies that you can't force on people, and you can't comfortably live knowing these people are thriving and your ideologies are not. And that's a you problem. Quite a nightmare you've crafted for yourself there. Hey, Suzette, welcome to the chat. Completely agree, if I do say so myself. And yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. They can't control the public consensus about her the way that they tried to when she first came into the family. They tried to control the way the public saw her by getting their friends to call her straight out of Compton, by getting their friends to mock her for this and that. They tried to control the way that people saw her from the day people were introduced to her, because they already knew. They took one look at her and they were like, yeah, we're going to need to bring this down several pegs. And mind you, these are the pegs that they elevated her to in their own heads. She hadn't came and said a word to any of them. They had put her up on this pedestal and already determined that they needed to knock her down off of it. The pedestal that they prepared for her themselves. Sociopathic. It's weird. And there have been many people that clock the T that, like, you know, all of this, I think, makes it difficult for them to stomach as well, because it's easier for the next generation of royals to decide that they too can survive if they were to leave. The crux of all of this is to deter others from following suit. The media in particular goes really hard because they can't afford for anyone else to get these grand ideas. The Rhoda, they're on thin ice as it is. They can barely pay the rent as it is. They cannot afford for the next generation to also tap out. Just think about it. If the children decide that they don't want to participate in this monarchy business anymore, they want to go out, they have all the connections in the world, they know they can make it, they want to try their hand at this normalcy thing, and if enough of them say the same thing, it's over. It'll be self-imposed abolishment at that point if they decide that they want to freely date Black people. You know what I mean? No, I mean, it's not even funny. Like, if they decide that they want to freely date Black people and not be subject to this nonsense, because there are some people that don't have the normal hetero white pairing desires. Like, some of them want to date their same sex and some of them want to date other races. You can't do any of that in this family. So if enough of them decide that they have the right to put themselves first and also opt out of the rigid structures and the rigid demands, the unrealistic demands of the monarchy, well, they're pretty much screwed. Girl Joy, thank you so much, and welcome to the chat. Right back at you, all positive energy and good vibes for I think maybe really good people, which I completely agree with. So yeah, I mean, if those kids go, it's a wrap. It'd be one thing if Harry and Meghan were thriving quietly, but because they're both thriving so visibly, that's why we're getting the pushback. It doesn't change the fact that she's literally glowing, but yeah, that's why we're getting this pushback. It doesn't matter what she does, it doesn't matter what she says. It's just they don't want anyone else ruining their futures or their incomes, period. But they're still glowing. Meghan put up this Instagram reel that I thought was so cute too. Hold on, let me pull that up. Here we go. It was so cute. Her and Kelly were hand in hand the whole time. It looks like she knew pretty much everyone, like the behind the scenes of this and then this itself. She was just stopping and hugging everybody, making this cute look. I don't know. I thought initially that she helped them with the reel, but she was actually, I guess, just walked in on them as they were making a TikTok. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part, girl. She was getting down. Yes. Yes. I love that. That was my favorite part of this entire reel. I love that Meghan is part of the crew. Wherever she goes, she's going to be part of that crew. Those girls were they look like they were having lots of fun by themselves, but yeah, I was like, where was it? This is my favorite part. I want to know what kind of TikTok they were doing. What dance is this? She got all the way down. Yes. Look at Meghan. Her reaction was everything. This night was so cute. And then the lady also posted about it. She was like, oh, I just met Meghan Markle. I got to meet her last night. She was so sweet. And then Meghan posted that on her reels and she was like, oh my God. She included us in her recap, bro. I am crying. I would have been legitimately super pleased if that were the case, because that looked like, first of all, a lot of fun. But second of all, again, because Meghan is just your homegirl. She is literally like everybody's homegirl. People are so pleasantly surprised when she stumbles upon them or they stumble upon her, and she is literally just like your homegirl. Forget all the princess stuff. She's just there, another girly in the bathroom to bond with. Diane, aren't they both pregnant and maybe doing their own baby mama dance? The two ladies are pregnant? These two ladies? Or Kelly and someone else? I hadn't heard that they were pregnant, but that didn't look like any baby mama dance to me. That looked like the Sierra. Remember when Sierra hit that like backward lean in, was it like a boy? Or was it the O video? I can't remember which video she hit that like Matrix backward lean in, but I think that's what they were going for. Oh, someone said that on another podcast. I haven't heard that, but congratulations. I mean, if that's the case, she's got a really good head start on that flexibility. If she's pregnant, she was getting down. But this is so sweet. I love this. This was just another really good part of the night. And talk about the radiance. Talk about the internal glow. This is bathroom lighting. How do you look so cute? All of them just radiant in this lighting. Hello. And yeah, I mean, they were at the Beverly Wilshire. So I can imagine that they were doing the buffing and the skin mud masks and all the things. She really lit up that room. And if you don't know about the Wilshire, it's one of the premier like spa resort hotels in Beverly Hills in Los Angeles. It's a Four Seasons hotel. It has like spa service, facials, body treatments, wellness, touchless services, salons, steam rooms, you name it. This glow reminds me of how she and Robin looked in Jamaica when they went to the world premiere of the Bob Marley movie, just glowing, sun kissed, stunning, radiant. And this looks like that. You can kind of tell they've spent like the whole day at a spa. This is spa treatment glow. It's gotta be something. I don't know, maybe it's Maybelline, but this is spa treatment glow here. She looks so effortless, and I love that the makeup is signature. She kept all the signature stuff. Um, and it's a really good look. Very hydrated look. They look like they've spent that entire day, playing pickleball and drinking spritzers. Oh yeah, you guys, and speaking of spritzers, remember the last time that we kikied and I was telling you guys about that bomb sorrel drink that I made? Okay, so I said I'd get you the recipe, and here it is. If you guys want to screenshot that, here's the recipe. It's so good, you guys. I made a pitcher this morning of just the sorrel and a little water to make hot tea. And the sorrel reduction is like a paste. You can really just dissolve that into anything, even desserts. As it turns out, it's really good in a baked good, a cookie, bread loaf. So you can really like just integrate that flavor into anything. And it's great. I have been sipping on this since probably 3 o'clock today. And I just feel very, very hydrated. Um, Obviously out of my heirloom tapestry tea set. And I also feel very fancy and very elegant. I'm going to do like an official unboxing probably this weekend on my Instagram. So if you're not already following me on my Instagram, follow me at the People's Duchess on Instagram, where I do all my unboxings for As Ever and my new line of tea and wine accessories. So super excited. Don't miss that. I should probably get like a more set schedule and announce more often, have like a more regular schedule. So I'm gonna put that together. And that'll be on my calendar for quarter 2. Oh my God, you guys remember when I used to go on Instagram lives during COVID and I was buying Funko Pops like every other day? I was unraveling. I had such a problem, and y'all just sat there and watched me as I unraveled. I spent literally like thousands of dollars on Funko Pop and Funko Pop related accessories during COVID. And that, like, what was that, a year and a half, almost 2 year time span? Uh, from like 2020 to like the end of 2021, I was literally just buying Funko Pops every other day for no reason and then unboxing them on Instagram Live. I think we were all going a little stir crazy. And for whatever reason, I just felt like this was an outlet. It was worth it. I love these Funko Pops. But yeah, that was fun. Those were the days. I've since cured my COVID blues. So obviously I'm not going to be unboxing stuff every single day, but I did just get a new shipment of everything in as far as the heirloom tea sets. And I really want to go over that with you guys. Oh my gosh, I cannot even. I want to show you guys like basically the process and how I set up my shop and curate the pieces, all the good things. So tune in if you really liked that series. I'll be getting back into the groove of things very shortly here. Yeah, so can we get into the LBD though? Can we get into the LBD of it all? Like, first of all, ma'am, this was Ralph Lauren, strapless, dropped emperor waist with subtle boning seams to give it shape, and shape did it give. She paired these with her Stuart Weitzman heels. And we've seen these heels a lot. She really is fond of this like slinky, strappy, it feels like nothing there type of heel. And her Cartier tank stack and those stunning vintage dome Chanel earrings that we first saw in Wellington at Polo. And then she finished the look with the signature loose tendrils framing her face, pulled back low bun, and then that soft, clean makeup aesthetic. She looked so good in this dress. It broke the internet. I felt the force just cracking in several places. This is the second best, probably, little black dress I've ever seen her in. Y'all know my first is that Givenchy one shoulder moment at the Brit Fashion Awards. That will always be the GOAT moment of all little black dress moments. But this is probably my next favorite after that. It looks like the dress that she wore at the Paley Honors. Y'all remember that dress? This it reminds me of this. It's giving like that same Paley Honors. It's not a sweetheart neckline, and it's a little bit more or less material. Like this is a little bit less material up at the top, but it's still got that like paneled feel. Same thought process. And it actually also reminds me of that dress she wore in New Zealand. This one here. Just again with that like very subtle A-line at the bottom. The neckline on this is kind of familiar. All of these little black dresses are just really good when she does them. I think she wore the Stuart Weitzman heels here as well. When she gave that speech on women's suffrage. And Jacinda Ardern was so proud of her. She was like, yeah, you nailed it. This is just a lovely look. Also one of my favorite little black dress moments. Yeah, she looks stunning. Stunning, I say. And she does have a uniform. Like the little black dress is kind of her go-to for red carpets now because it works. It's such a good formula. It's very like it moves well. It's very out of the way. It's subtle. It's beautiful. The way she paired this, very, very minimal, classic Meghan, signature Meghan, right? Same Meghan with the same really beautiful taste. And again, you don't even have to think about this, right? You just throw on the dress, you throw on your basic stack that you wear every single day. You kind of find a pair of earrings that you're feeling that night, grab for some trusty black strappy heels. Like this is an easy outfit. It looks like $1 million, but this is an easy outfit, quick, on the go. She's like the master of that. She's a mom, right? She has 2 young children. She can't just spend an hour or 2 getting ready for things. And beyond that, she's got a zillion other things on her plate. Like she does not have the time to spend getting ready on things. So this is an easier outfit than it looks like. And that's what I really appreciate about her looks. Like it's so easy when you really break down each component. You're like, oh, well, she just took 2 minutes and threw that on. This is what she always wears. And then she just grabbed a pair of shoes. Like, I think maybe her hair and makeup would probably take the longest because that's just the nature of hair and makeup. She's got tons of hair. And then even this no makeup look takes time. It takes time to make it look like you're just doing a natural, like her wedding makeup probably took an hour, even though it just looked like her bare skin. The dress is sold out, of course. Of course it is. This dress broke the internet last night. It had to have sold out because this is beautiful. The subtle paneling in the front is what I really love. The structure is what I really love the most about this dress. Look how va-va-voom it looks on the model, just in plain, and then on Meghan. It's so sexy. It's just such a nice dress. And that ribbing in the front, the boning almost of the 2 pleats in the front, I think are responsible. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And this is like the kind of dress that you really can appreciate for all time, you know? Just hang it in the Louvre. Hang it in the Louvre. Because I'm old enough to remember when we were gaslit to Abuja and back over a certain royal adjacent lady's rear end during the previous royal wedding. This is the royal backside moment that we actually deserve. I couldn't see what the hubbub was back then. And now I understand that they were gaslighting us. The media's job is to make things disproportionately favorable to that family, whether it's true or not. So we were all looking for the beautiful bum in question, and the media insisted that it was right there. We just had to believe. we just we just had to believe it was there. And it was a raw deal. It was a really raw deal. I remember all the headlines: bum of the century, golden backside. And even at the time, I was like, where? This was me squinting, asking the necessary questions. Where? Show us, like, highlight it on your screen. Diane Hawkins, we had to close one eye and not see fly. You had to just have faith, okay? You had too little faith. You weren't royalist enough if you didn't see it, okay? That's a you problem. That's a me problem too at the time. It was definitely a me problem. You just had to have faith, you know? So that was weird. But this is not that. This is so good. This shape of this dress gave her so many curves. She looked amazing. Hang it in the Louvre. It's a work of art. Very surprising for a simple LBD, but this woman makes the clothes. The clothes do not make the woman. She makes the clothes pop. In fact, she snapped in this dress. And you can do something fancy. We can do something like, you know, something a little bit more artsy if you like. But you hang this in the Louvre. Maybe switch up the background a little bit. You saw the photographers asking Meghan to pose. Yeah, what I really like is when they do these things, when you see them talking on the red carpet, the photographers are like complimenting them. They're saying, "Oh, you look so beautiful." And they always say that with all the stars, but the really nice stars like Meghan, they say, "Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. That's really nice. I'm so thank you." Like they actually talk to the people who are talking to them. So the photographers are not only asking her to take the pictures, I'm hearing them going, "Meghan, over your shoulder, please. Oh, that's so lovely, Meghan. Oh my God, Meghan, you look amazing tonight." Like they are talking to her, and Meghan is one of these rare people who talk back, who say hello back. In fact, remember when she said in the documentary that like she had this habit of like going to get flowers or just running around her errands, and the paparazzi had caught her out getting flowers one day, and she was wearing that H&M necklace, and they photographed that, and she was smiling, just happy, going about her day. She's encountered photographers before. She always talks to them. They always talk to her and she talks to them. She said hi. They said hi. They asked her, "How you doing?" She said, "Great. How are you?" Like random and regular conversation, very ordinary conversation. And they turned that into a whole, oh my God, she was, what'd they say? She was something. I forget the word that they used, but it was like she was beaming or she was glowing. I don't know what they said, but it was like, first of all, why is that a problem? But second of all, I guess made to seem like it was doing too much in a way, like she should not have been that happy for whatever reason. No, you should be this happy. If you look like this, you should be happy. If you do the things that Meghan does, you should be happy because you are not only contributing very positively to the zeitgeist, you're also influencing future generations to also follow in these footsteps. And these are great footsteps to follow. This is a wonderful representation of doing the right thing acting with integrity, moving with integrity. Oh, they said she liked it. Yeah. Well, again, why wouldn't she like it? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why can't someone enjoy the beautiful day? They've got a whole bouquet of roses, or it wasn't roses, it was peonies, pink and white peonies. Like, what's wrong with that? Why can't she like it? Is she not supposed to enjoy something? Do you guys have like the monopoly on joy and you didn't authorize her to have some? Like, what's the problem with liking it? And again, it just kind of goes back to like, it circles back to the whole conversation about having to have you down and having to have you not know that you can do better. And the bottom line for that is because others should not get those ideas. You are inspiring others to get those ideas. That's why they don't want to call her like a role model, but she is. She's a role model for something that's terrifying to them, which is the rest of the royals gaining their independence. If the rest of the royals gain their independence, that's it. But I'm glad that she's happy. I'm really glad that she has overcome everything. I think that no matter what the media says, which is why I don't particularly bring that nonsense to this channel, because I really don't care, for one, but for two, it just doesn't really deserve the oxygen. All of us are just trying to survive. Everyone is just trying to live. Right now in particular, it's an especially difficult time for so many people, children, all kinds of people need additional attention at the moment. This is not something I'm willing to spend my energy on. It's just not. Whenever I hear things, and I have heard some things, I just, and then disregard. This quote is really important to me. A big part of being happy is realizing that success isn't loud. It's full autonomy, time with your family, and a regulated nervous system. The latter part of this is the most important, because sometimes you're not going to have full autonomy no matter what you do, right? You got 10 kids, you're never going to have autonomy again, which is fine. Some people are fine with that. No worries. But the time with those kids, the time with your family, and the ability to enjoy it because your nervous system isn't attacking itself all the time, that is what makes the happiness and the fullness of life. So for me, it's really important not to consume materials in any format that would take away from this. This is my goal right here, is the realizing the moments, spending time with my family, spending time with the people I care about, and not letting like this royal stuff distract me. I love Meghan. I want to talk about her. I want to praise her and uplift her, as well as the women that she also uplifts and puts on. I love patronizing the companies that I have learned about so far via Meghan. I love the girls, community. Well, and guys. The Sussex Squad is made up of women and men alike, but I love this community. I love the community aspect. I love our discords. So that's why I'm here. It helps me to do this. It helps me realize that I can be whole, and I can seek community. I can seek all of these things in this community, and it helps me to be a better person in my real life. And that's the only aspect of coming online and engaging with any of this that I am willing to actually do, because none of the rest of it makes any difference to me. I don't have anything in common with those people. It's funny. Sometimes they do stupid things and it's funny. And yeah, we're going to discuss that for sure. We're going to discuss that. But I'm not going to spend all my days and nights reading that stuff and ingesting it in the first place. Like, ugh, no thanks. And besides, this is much more fun. I don't know about you, but like hearing negative things every single day, all the time, I can't. I could never. Like, in the first place, I would just be like, well, why are you telling me all this? But then secondly, because Harry and Meghan themselves were like, oh, it's kind of like the whole point is perpetuating that and it wears on you as well. So you have to be really careful when you are consuming this information, because it doesn't go anywhere. After you consume something, it stays with you. So do you really want that with you for the rest of your life? Do you really want what you're about to read or hear, this horrifying, behaviors? Do you really want to be thinking about that? No. As funny as it is to watch Eamon Holmes go boat shoes over neck out of his chair on live television, like, it's hilarious. And we gonna talk about that. Don't get me wrong, we gonna talk about that. But again, only when it benefits the group, only when it doesn't come at the cost of our mental health. So yeah, no, I agree too, Paula. It's so much more fun. It's so much more fun. I am a Jedi. Like, I prefer the light side of things. The dark side is very tempting. I get it. I get why y'all do what y'all do. It's quite tempting to lash out and try to get some sort of like control over your life. Maybe you feel out of control, and the only control you can exert is over someone else because you have no personal control in your own life. I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do. But as for me in this house, we're going to slay. We're going to slay. We're here. Actually, I'm still here. I'm still here. You guys can't hear because the sound, I haven't figured out why the sound is like this, but the prompt beforehand said that they're not supposed to clap when the Oscar winners come into this meeting room for the post-Oscar, question and answer session. And they're clapping. They're clapping really loudly. They're standing, they're ovating. Like, they're not supposed to applaud, but they did for Sinners, which, I'm still here mentally speaking. I can't get over how beautiful my favorite folks looked up there. Look at Michael. All right. Sylvia, I agree. Harry and Meghan has asked that we do not pass all that bad info on. I can't hear that drama daily. Look, there's a place for like the T channels. I'm not going to knock that. I'm not going to say that there isn't a place for the T channels. There's absolutely a place for the T channels. We all love tea, right? This is me most of the time, sipping some of that stuff out my heirloom tapestry tea set. Yeah. But every day is a lot. And I only say that because even those tea channels, I would like them to also consider their mental health. If it gets too heavy, it's okay to put that down for a while. Like, entertaining us is much appreciated. I love a good tea channel. I do. I'll indulge from time to time, but only when they're Sussex friendly, and only when the main point of spilling that tea is to enlighten us about something that's important for us to know. So I'll go through that. I'll sit through that. I'll watch through that. But yeah, every day, life's too short. Life's too short. And I know that that's kind of cliche because it does seem like the years drag on sometimes. But the fact is that life is short. You only get a handful of decades and then that's it. And I mean, some people aren't fazed by that. But for me, I've learned, especially through Harry and Meghan's example, that you don't have to put up with the things that make your daily existence completely miserable. You don't have to do that. And that was the first time, 2019, when they announced that they were leaving. And then certainly in 2020, 2021, I started cutting people off for the very first time in my entire life. I started cutting people off that I did not need to be around just because they were family or family friends or whatever. I cut certain people off that made it very difficult for me to be around them. And I used to just swallow that and have a difficult time of being around them. But then after I looked at, the documentary in particular, the documentary in particular, I was just like, yeah, no, you don't have to tolerate this at all. You literally do not have to be here being insulted by this person every Christmas, Thanksgiving. You don't have to do that. Like, you can literally tell someone to take a hike. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter how old they are. It doesn't matter who they are to you. Nothing. It doesn't matter what they do for work. None of that. It just matters how they make you feel. And my anxiety would always be through the roof around certain people. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that I learned a very positive lesson from the Sussexes. And again, this is probably something that an abuser does not want you to know. They don't want you to be empowered to walk away from them. The people that I've cut off, yeah, they've sent me texts asking why, pretending they didn't know, like, telling my mom that I'm not talking to them. Like, what's that gonna do? The pretense is crazy. The pretending and the acting like, oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. What did I do? Mm-mm. You've had decades of this behavior and now you want to act like you don't know. Mm-mm. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's just get back on track. But ever since I did that, my life has been so much better. It has been fundamentally better. The things that gave me anxiety were removed. The people who gave me anxiety were removed. I never knew, and I was a full-grown adult in 2019, but I never knew that I could just tell someone that I didn't want to talk to them anymore. Like, I thought I was stuck with the people that were in my life and in our families' lives. I thought I was just stuck with them, but no, you can you can leave. They can't stop you from leaving that relationship. So if a relationship doesn't serve me anymore, I will leave. I have left. I don't tolerate any nonsense anymore. And that's not to say that, like, I don't have friends and stuff. I do, but I have boundaries. I have very healthy boundaries now. And my friends have never really crossed them like that, but certainly my family and my family friends. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sylvia, I value my mental health. I'm one of those squatties that was here at the beginning, so I had to take a step back. Of course, I laugh at the foolishness, but I keep it moving. Yeah, I had to take a step back. Y'all know on this channel, I was MIA from like 2023 to 2024. Like, after that whole Game of Thrones article gate. Yeah, no, I took some time after that. I took my sweet time after that because I had to really reevaluate what was important. And I was more of a tea channel at that point. Like, I did a lot of like fashion and stuff, but like on my Instagram, I was like tea. We were going live. I was doing the unboxings and we were talking all the tea. Okay, the hateration, the holleration, and the danceries. We were discussing it all. And I was really swept up in that too. I mean, it was new at the time. We were all swept up in that. We all were just like, oh my God, we couldn't believe what we were seeing. It was so unprecedented, right? So all of us were, in a sense, a tea channel, but I literally had to step away from that because that was not like the best. Rhea, you're in here. You were on Instagram Live with me that night. Remember that night, Rhea, when we read that article and I was like, yeah, this is not okay. Yeah, that was a time. Sylvia, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I try to keep it positive here. Like I said, we'll do some tea, we'll do some talking, we'll do all the things, but for the most part, I want people to feel safe on this channel. So if you're new here, we do cover like mostly the Sussexes. We will talk other royals from time to time and drag Ubby if we need to from time to time. But for the most part, this is like a Sussex friendly, just a really positive channel in the first place. And I like to keep it that way. Life is just too short for anything else. Barbara, welcome to the channel. Nice to have you here too. I'm glad you found us. Glad we found you. Yeah, it's a good time. And again, I think that that's what's really so like infuriating. Like, this isn't replicable. This is not something that you can replicate. You can wear what she's wearing, sure. You can buy what she has on, for sure. But can you replicate this? Do you have a gorgeous pregnant friend who her belly you can just rub all over right now? No. No, you don't. Because you don't have this type of closeness with anyone. You guys said that this was breaking protocol, touching other people. Y'all told her touching other people was breaking royal protocol, basically to prevent people from seeing that she was loved. But again, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you can't replicate this. It's like that unwordable word, like that uninterpretable, unspellable word, like cosa. Remember how I said that the click was the sound, but they write it XHO instead of the sound? That's like this. You can't really put it into words what this is because you guys have never experienced this. You can try and filter it through the lens of what you understand, but you don't know anything about this. Y'all said that this was bad. Y'all said that this was the highway robbery and punishable by 10 years in prison. and it made everyone's life miserable when you saw her hugging folks and laughing and touching her bump. Oh, I'm just really glad. I'm really so very thankful for this evening. Meghan really showed everybody how it's done. I won't get over this dress. I'm not going to get over the backside. I will not ever not talk about her backside in this dress. Forgive me, Your Royal Highness, but this is a worthy, very worthy backside. Again, just get yourself together. Just throw it in the Louvre. Just throw it in the Louvre. Hang it in the Louvre. This would be the crowds that come to see this picture every day if it were in the Louvre. Oh my God, what if she did? What if they did? I wouldn't put it past them to do like some kind of curated exhibition that had this dress featured and this particular picture featured. Would you? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Meghan donated like a bunch of her very viral dresses at some point to like a history museum or a curated museum, something like that. You know how they do. They have Diana's clothes in there. They've got some of Elizabeth's clothes in there. I wouldn't be surprised at all if either asked Meghan or maybe someone hinted, hey, can we have, something was worked out to where Meghan also participated in that trend and donated some of her most memorable pieces. Would this make the cut? Is this too basic? I don't know. I see it in a very different light because of the fashion eye in me. I don't know if this would be too basic. She certainly has more vibrant, more notable dresses like her red Carolina Herrera or the yellow is it Givenchy? That yellow panel gown that she wore when she announced her pregnancy. And then the one that she also wore in Nigeria. Is that Givenchy? But dresses like that, right? The more notable dresses, I get it. But yeah. I'm starting to sound like Will. Who's Will? McKinley. Who is Will? I hope you don't mean William. Herrera. Body T, face T, personality T. She is just T. And that she is. Okay, the yellow dress was Herrera. Okay. Thank you for that, Diane. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, everything was just T. All of it was T. And just a very subtle, like break the internet moment, just quietly. Everybody always describes her style as like quiet luxury, very quiet, very subdued. And it is. This is a very like quiet, subdued outfit. And you wouldn't expect it at all to look so amazing on a person. But here it is. No embellishment, no tiaras needed, no chunky pearls. Nothing. No blood diamonds necessary. She is the dress. She is the glow. And Kelly looks really beautiful. How far along is she? Do y'all know? She's got to be due at some point. Well, obviously she's got to be due at some point. I mean, she's probably due at some point soon. She looks to be about 8 months. Maybe 7.5. I can't tell. Yeah, Sylvia, I loved that Herrera panel dress. That was absolutely stunning. I love that it also went with the Nigerian traditional robes that they gave her. I don't want to call it Ashobi, but I'm not sure what that particular name is. It looks like Ashobi to me. But I love that. They adorned her with that draping that matched the yellow dress. It was like yellow and green. It was just, the whole thing was very, very beautiful. I kind of wish that they would have given her traditional Igbo beads, like the coral beads that Igbos do, but she says she didn't know exactly if it was like the tribe, right? But I don't know. I think it's Igbo. I'm sorry. No shade to anybody else, but if you how do I put this? I think everyone has a very distinctive look. Like me personally, I can tell the difference between an Igbo woman, an Hausa woman, a Yoruba woman, any other type of African person. I can point out the difference. Even like countries that are very close and resemble each other very closely, like Eritrea, Ethiopia, they look very similar, but I can spot the difference. I know the difference between an Eritrean person and an Ethiopian person. I can just tell. So that's how I can kind of tell that like Doria looks like a Nigerian woman. She looks like my grandmother. She looks like my mom. She looks like all of us actually in this line. So I don't know. I'm going off of phenotype, which is not reliable in the least, but in my humble opinion, they do look Igbo, and it would have been nice to see Meghan in some of those Igbo traditional coral beads. Barbara Harris, H&M, showing how it should be done, which I love. Yeah, this is definitely how it should be done. Like, you know, if you're going to have a platform, if you're going to be out there, if you're going to have all eyes on you, this is how it should be done. For good. Just to take the eat off of Andrew. Man, look, they need to do, they haven't even charged him. Don't they only have 96 hours to charge someone? Like, so what happens now? Do they just want us to forget about the whole arrest thing? I don't know. And it's just dumb. Like, oh, I'll never understand like the whole, oh, we're going to swap a story for a story. Why would you need to do that? We can think and chew gum at the same time. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like people can think of more than one thing happening at the same time. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot wrong with those coat dresses, but that's neither here nor there. It's a good thing that she has returned to default factory settings is the point, you know, at least for now. For now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Because it's always short-lived. Once you think that they're getting a little bit better, they hit you with the old, never mind. But no, what I was saying is if you're going to have a platform, if you're going to, you know, put yourself out there as a representative of anybody, whether it's young girls, women, the royal family, whoever, be good inside as well as outside. Have a platform that invokes positivity. Have a platform that you're really proud of. Have something that children can look up to. if you're doing things that kids shouldn't see, then don't do them. Maybe like, this whole Andrew thing is weird to me. I don't know how it's going to end, but I don't think that anything is going to happen. I said this weeks ago when we did the See No Evil live that I just couldn't even stomach at the end of that. Like, they're not going to do anything. This was all smoke and mirrors. Yes, Gwen, you are correct. Smoke and mirrors. It's a smokescreen. And it's not working. Like, again, because we can concentrate on two things at the same time. We can see that there are more and more and more people in those yellow shirts out there. And the obscenities that they're screaming are becoming more and more obscene. Yeah, Paula, I'm just glad that they're out of there too, because now they get to do this. Ever since they left that place, as horrible as it was, as hard as it was, especially for Harry, it taught all of us a very valuable lesson that you should always put yourself first. Don't let anyone tell you that putting yourself first is selfish. That is a lie. In fact, it's demonic. If anyone tells you that, if anyone tells you that you're selfish for considering yourself before you consider them, they are working with the devil. That is something very demonic. It's actually abusive. That's what like an abuser will tell you, like, oh, you have to take care of me for whatever reason. I did this for you or I did that for you, so you need to put me first. That is just not the case. Always put your mask on first. Your cup has to be full. You can't give from an empty cup. So anyone telling you not to consider yourself, anyone telling you that you should put yourself last behind this person and that person, they are demonic. That is a demonic thing to tell another human being. And it's designed to keep you suppressed and oppressed and behind or underneath whoever is telling you that. Women should uplift each other. They should feel very empowered to take care of themselves. They should always feel empowered to say no when they don't want to do something. They should always feel encouraged and supported in those decisions, not to be villainized or victimized by the patriarchy or any other person. In this case, the royal households that were telling her, you can't do this. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want to do. So long as you are not harming anybody, you can do whatever you want to do. And anyone telling you otherwise, you need to distance yourself from. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't soar to the highest levels that you can get. Don't let anyone cripple you or tell you that you can't do something, you're not smart enough or you're not good enough or whatever. Don't listen to any of that. Anyone telling you that, they're straight up demonic. The Sussexes no longer have to worry about offending anyone for not giving an Easter gift. So weird. Harry was like, what was that? What do you mean Easter gift? We ain't never gave no Easter gifts. What you mean? Yeah, it's weird how they invented things as soon as Meghan came along. But yeah, no, really important. Just a chief note here. This whole night is just, again, reminding me why we do this, why we're on Team Sussex, why it's really important to not just spread the news, but spread the love, and the fashion. Did you guys know that these were the same earrings? I really loved when she wore this Heidi Merrick dress in Wellington. This was like really beautiful. The bow in the back of the neck, that little cutout in the front, the little diamond cutout. Really interesting dress. And the earrings really stole the show. So these are vintage Chanel, and I'm glad that they're hers, when you borrow that jewelry in the royal family, they act so somehow about it. Like, who even owns that jewelry? The royal collection. Is it the royal collection? And what even is that? I don't know. I love these earrings. They do hearken to, for me, they kind of give royal. They kind of give regal, especially when you look at like the details, like the indentations all over it that makes it look like a shield. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. But that's what we're here for. This is what we're here for. We're here to like spread the fashion news, spread the good news, spread the word, and just have a good time and not have to pay attention to anything else or any of the noise. What is the, hold on, Sylvia, let me pull this up. Let's keep our eyes open though, because I feel something big is happening behind palace walls because the king and queen has hired a new secretary straight from the royal rota. Yeah, I mean, sure. Do I care? No, I'm not gonna lie, girl. Those headlines don't faze me anymore because remember when the headlines came out that they had hired that crisis manager and look what's happening. Look what's come of that. Like, girl, it don't matter who they hire, to be honest. They could hire Clark Kent. I don't know. They could hire anybody. They could hire any journalist. They can hire whoever they want to. It just doesn't matter at this point. There's no one who is going to write any story that will help mask the stench of the files. And it's not just Andrew, it's you. It's your dad. It's your aunts, it's your uncles, it's all of you. All of you. So there's no point. It doesn't matter who they hire. It just does it at this point. They're not willing to like do the right thing and just turn things around. They know exactly how to do that. You have a YouTube channel. All you got to do is sit there on that plaid couch and talk to the people. Tell the people what they need to hear. Reassure the people. But they won't do that. That's the easiest thing to possibly do. That's how you can reach the young folks. That's how you can reach everybody else, is just make a quick YouTube video, preferably not AI this time, you know. Make sure it's you. And, you know, just a quick 2-3 minute video saying, hey guys, thanks for all the love and support. We know this is a crazy time, but we want to take this time to address head on that we are going to be working with law enforcement to make sure that the victims are heard and seen and taken care of. We're going to personally reach out to them and we will provide updates when we can. But because this is an ongoing case, we can't do that at this time. But thank you for all your thoughts and prayers. You know, yada, yada. Quick little 2-minute, 3-minute John, and then call it a day. Yeah, girl. A lot of y'all forget Clark Kent was an award-winning journalist. Clark Kent also knew his job very well, did it very well when he wasn't, you know, fighting evil and rescuing Lois from her shenanigans. But yeah, let's see here. Just a mere 3 months ago, they were trying to rehab all the Yorks, plus Billy, Chaz, and Ed were also mentioned. Yeah, girl. It's gotten real spicy for the pepper over there. And that's just it. Like, I think one of the main reasons why I still have these conversations is because I would genuinely like to know. I would genuinely like to know what happened to those girls that they had in that program for children, the anti-slavery thing. We need a head count. We need a head count for those children. Where are those children? I was not playing. We need a head count. Because as soon as you start peeling back the layers, something's rotten in the buttermilk. We need to see some accountability. We need to see the books. And I'm not saying that as a person who wants to like just see the downfall, yada, yada. I'm genuinely concerned about the fate of these people, these young women and children that were in and out of that program. Is that program acting as a source for anyone else? Have we lost sight of any of those children? Can we somehow get in touch with them to see if everyone's okay? Like, that is what I care about. I don't, I mean, I'm going to talk about the other overlying issues, but for the most part, and at the bottom line, I care about all of the kids involved in this whole thing. These people should be in jail. These people should be in jail. It's not fair that they don't have to face the same consequences that everybody else does when they took just as much part in it. And it's just not right to not say anything about that. I'm definitely going to say something about that. Yeah, Harry and his lovely wife. These earrings were everything, bro. Like, they are so good. She just looked amazing. She always does. She always does. And if they do actually hang this in the Louvre, that'll be great. Because what a night. I don't know who these other people were, but I imagine they'd be Alliance co-founders or the organizers of that particular evening. They all looked really good too. Everyone looked really good. I think the dress code might have been black or black tie, because I saw everybody wearing black. But this was really good. I think the next time I come on live, I do want to do like a fashion recap of either all her little black dresses or all of her best red carpets, which I have done, but we have so many that have accumulated since the last time we did all the best red carpets. I kind of want to do a refresh on that. So we'll just see. I'll keep you guys updated. Join the membership if you haven't already joined. I regularly post the membership details, and then the members that you guys have input to. So you can definitely, give me your what you'd like to see and, different things that you'd like to discuss on the channel. Let's see. Diane, designers always proudly proclaim Duchess Meghan is wearing their clothes. They never have to go silent or put out disclaimers. Who put out a disclaimer? Girl, who had a disclaimer put out on them? I know you lying. I would be embarrassed. But yeah, no, I remember when Meghan first started in doing like engagements and stuff, and Dior would post her 24/7. Oh, look at her wearing our this. Oh, look at her carrying our that. They were so proud. They were so proud because it's kind of like having an ambassador. You know what I mean? Like when a person as beautiful and as much as a muse as Meghan is, especially with clothes, like the way she dresses is so enviable. It's so beautiful, so tailored. Of course, it's like free advertising. Anything that Meghan wears, is going to sell out. So yeah, of course, the designers are going to be really proud of their collaboration with her. I was surprised, and I remember reading the Harbison Studios piece that he did, and when he said that he and Meghan were friends from way back, and that they were both just looking for like the right moment to drop that oyster gown collaboration that they did for the 15% pledge. Like, that's the kind of relationship I think Meghan has with these designers, because again, she's one of them. She is a designer. She has 2 collections under her belt. She's a designer. She's a peer of theirs. We haven't seen, obviously she hasn't released like major collections or anything, but 2 with Reitmans and 1 with SmartWorks, that is a bona fide designer. So I can imagine the level of respect that they would have had for her based off of that alone, not just that she's a muse and she's so beautiful and she's a princess and yada yada. She is also someone that they probably respect on like peer to peer. They can talk clothes and seams and all the things with her because she knows what all those things are. She speaks their language. So, I'm kidding. McKinley, that is mean. Okay, that is so mean. I cannot prove you wrong though, because you happen to be 100% correct. Yes, I remember Dior letting everyone know when Meghan was wearing their clothes. Yeah, they sure did. They used to post her. Even after she left, remember when they went to the Live Vax concert, and she wasn't even wearing a Dior dress. Dior did not care that Meghan had on that white Valentino that day. They didn't care. They were willing to take the risk because she was carrying the black, if I'm not mistaken, that was the Diana bag, right? The Lady Diana. Isn't that the name of that bag that they named after Princess Diana? Yeah. She was carrying that bag, and it wasn't even the main aspect of the picture. The white, beautiful Valentino shift dress that she was wearing was the main facet of those pictures. But Dior was like, well, she's carrying our bag, though. So proud to say the least. They were chomping at the bit. Usually they wouldn't cross advertise like that. They wouldn't think it was worth it, but they stuck their necks out. Oh my God, Diane, I didn't mean not the spell, not the Frenchified spelling. Yes, and they did. They did go totally mute. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the worst I have seen her look. I've definitely seen the current Queen of England wear some not so flattering, gowns. I've seen her wear some not so flattering silhouettes and some not so flattering embellishments. I've seen a lot, but that Dior wasn't the worst. It was like her best version of trying to do what Meghan did. Because you're talking about that blue caped number that had the slits in the sleeves, right? Yeah, she tried. She tried. I remember that. That was a state visit to France, if I'm not mistaken. Then she tried it. And Dior was so silent. They were just like, yeah, she cool. And that would probably been something that was bespoke because she has a very unique style. So I haven't seen that particular outfit like anywhere on the market. Like it's not runway. I haven't seen it anywhere. So I think it was probably bespoke as well. And it's not the worst she's ever looked. She's definitely looked way more tragic than that. But yeah, guys, I think we've gotten to everything I wanted to get to. This has been such a lovely evening. I'm still high off of that night, especially Meghan's Instagram. This is probably my favorite set of pictures. That girl busting it down like that in the bathroom was everything. Meghan's reaction to that was everything. That was just the best for me. The blue cape number. Dior was mute. Yeah. Strange times they're living in. But yeah, guys. So if you enjoy our lives, welcome. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed. If you do enjoy our lives, consider showing some love and buying me a coffee by going to buymeacoffee.com/the People's Duchess. You can also join the membership as stated, or Shop Squatty, where we have new drops every month. Not every month. Seems like every month. Every quarter, there are new drops, and the new set of wine drops is coming soon. So right now we have the heirloom tea sets, and then the wine drops are upcoming. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Please stay safe out there. Fridays are crazy. Be very careful. Get you one of those dash cams. If you don't already have like a dash cam in your car, have to have a dash cam. Just invest because it's a lifesaver. I had a lady hit me a long time ago, and ever since then I've always had a dash cam because you're not going to catch me slipping again. It's Friday night. I know you guys are out, going out and everything. So make sure to please stay safe. And if you haven't already, please get you a vehicle dash cam, just in case. People are crazy out there. You can never be too defensive of a driver. Diane Hawkins, welcome to the membership. Good to have you. I will get you over the Squatty After Dark Discord link because all memberships come with access to the Discord. And like I said earlier, this is a way that we can all just communicate and talk. You guys can share your feedback on the shows as well as request topics to talk about for future shows. So it's really fun in there. It's really nice. Yeah, McKinley, the upper body and back routine ASAP. She does Pilates. She credited, I forget the lady's name, but she credits Pilates to that upper core and the strength that she has there. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Stay safe out there. Happy Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Be kind to yourselves. And until next time, bye for now.